My name is Dr. Harry Smith, III. A retired Las Vegas bartender. After I raised my children, had a successful business, and a good holistic, doctor career. At 50 years old I moved from California, to Las Vegas, went to bartending school, got my cards and worked the bartending circuit at all the areas. And for the next 20 years I had the most fantastic time that anybody could have. So as I share with you some of my fantastic bartending recipes, I'll also share with you some of my fabulous Las Vegas experiences. Today I am going to teach you how to make a whiskey sour. But before I do that, I'm going to tell you my experience when I worked the De La Hoya Mayweather boxing match. After the fight was over and Mayweather have won, Mayweather Hennis entourage came to my bar. As I was cleaning up, I was marrying all the different liquors and stuff and doing a general cleanup at my bar, and they were on their way out, but they cut through the arena and came by my bar, and I gave Mayweather of water and a couple of his entourage, and gave a couple of sodas too. And when I said they bought them Mayweather, you could tell that he had been in a boxing war, cause he was knotted up pretty good, but I figured that if he wanted to fight, De La Hoya had to really look bad. But let me tell you about the fight. The MGM, Garden Arena, is a fabulous place to work, and my supervisors were fantastic people, especially Jim. But let me tell you about the fight. Remembering De La Hoya versus Mayweather, the fight that made Floyd a superstar. Tom Ware said. April 21, 2015. Thousands upon thousands of boxing's fringe fans will drop in for Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Manny Pacquiao on May 2, exercising their rights to throw down pay-per-view dollars only when it appears thrills are a sure thing. And when those fair-weather fans hear the financial numbers associated with what's expected to be the sport's biggest revenue-churning event ever, they may wonder just how the heck a slippery eel like Mayweather became the biggest cash cow in boxing history. To answer that, turn the pages of boxing history back to May 5, 2007, the day of the fight that made Mayweather. His bout that night in Las Vegas against Oscar de la Hoya displayed everything that defines the still undefeated Mayweather: the villainous persona, the aggravating but effective hit-and-run tactics, the visionary marketing, and all the other elements that make him every bit as much a spectacle as a fighter. The build-up alone altered the way boxing does business. For 3 weeks before they met, HBO ran a De La Hoya Mayweather 24/7 show that took viewers into the fighters' camps. It aired Sunday nights and couldn't have had better lead-in programs. In boxing terms, the mafia brutality on The Sopranos and the sexy glitz of Entourage were the ultimate undercard for each episode of 24/7. There was no shortage of hype for De La Hoya versus Mayweather. J.C. Hong said Associated Press. Such behind-the-scenes exposure has since become a staple for big fights on HBO and Showtime, and for obvious reasons. In 2007, that hype helped stoke the audience that propelled Mayweather De La Hoya to a $19 million live gate, 2.4 million pay-per-view buys and total revenue of about $165 million, all records at the time. De La Hoya, with his sparkling image and bigger name at the time, made $52 million to Mayweather's $25 million, which also made it the biggest payday in boxing history. Great fights typically are preceded by great animosity, and Mayweather got the ill will rolling during a promotional appearance with De La Hoya on Hollywood Boulevard in Los Angeles. Addressing the crowd, Mayweather told one of his wingmen to bring Oscar up here. What appeared was a live chicken, wearing a faux gold medal around its neck, inside a cage that had a Golden Girl sign on it. It was a double dig at De La Hoya, mocking the Golden Boy and his medal from the 1992 Olympics. Mayweather was booed, as was part of his business plan. "I'm the villain in boxing, but I'm good," he told the crowd. On fight night, Mayweather ramped up his villainy even more. Against the backdrop of Cinco de Mayo, Mayweather insulted De La Hoya's legion of Latino fans by parading into the ring wearing shorts that bore the red, white and green colors of the Mexican flag. The added touch was a white sombrero that ironically completed Mayweather's black hat demeanor. Mayweather the Mexican was an audacious move, particularly considering that HBO broadcaster Jim Lampley estimated the MGM grand audience was 90% pro-Oscar. Also bold was Mayweather's decision to bulk up to only 150 pounds for the WBC light middleweight title bout, while De La Hoya fought at the maximum 154 pounds. But crowd sentiment didn't prevent Mayweather from putting on a clinic that demonstrated how he has amassed his 47-0 career record as a pro. Mayweather, then 30, caught his 34-year-old opponent at an opportune time. De La Hoya entered the ring 38-4 but had lost 2 of his previous 4 bouts. His ring rust also showed, as he was fighting for only the 3rd time in 32 months. Retirement clearly was on the horizon, and after this, he fought only twice more. Mayweather had yet to adopt his "Money" nickname and was referenced as Pretty Boy Floyd when Michael Buffer made the ring introductions. As he himself was the pretty boy, what a beautiful wife, elusive as ever for 12 rounds, Mayweather kept his prettiness intact while De La Hoya chased him, usually with little success. Punching stats from Mayweather vs. De La Hoya. Total punches thrown landed, power punches thrown landed. De La Hoya. CompuBox scoring. De La Hoya easily won the punch count, but not much else. The CompuBox scoring tallied 587 punches thrown by De La Hoya to Mayweather's 481. But while Mayweather's gloves spent more idle time, they were far more accurate. His connection percentage was more than double De La Hoya's, as he landed 43% of his total punches to De La Hoya's 21%. This was the night that Mayweather solidified his place in boxing lore as a defensive specialist who is half cheetah, half sniper. There was no comparison between the hand speeds of the two combatants, and while Mayweather landed precious few combinations, he was able to score steadily with quick strikes and then retreat before De La Hoya could retaliate. It was unquestionably a fight to remember. Now let me tell you how to make this whiskey sour. First I grab my trusty cocktail shaker and fill it halfway with ice. And then I put in 2 ounces of a good, blended whiskey. All the rollers and shakers were there, so I used Gentleman Jack. I'm looking to get tipped big. And I did. Then I put in 1 ounce of lemon juice. Then I put in a half teaspoon of sugar. Then I shake that bad boy up real good, and strain into a cocktail glass. Then I put in a cherry and an orange slice and enjoy the most fantastic whiskey sour you ever had.